welcome back to the channel. This is Modesty33 here. So as you'll see in the clip before, I did an unboxing, and what did I unbox? I unboxed this beauty right here, which is my newest iPad. This is an iPad 12.9 inch 2021 from this year with the M1 chip in it. This is, I did get the 128 gigabytes with the silver casing here. I did keep the same Apple Pencil, so this isn't a new one. This is just the same one that I purchased with my iPad mini. So with this video, I just want to give you guys my first impressions, talk about the things I like about it, things I've noticed after owning this for a little over a week now, and kind of like why I ended up purchasing it, a little background and story about that. So we'll go ahead and get into it, you guys, because I don't, want it to be too long. So you guys, why did I purchase the iPad 12.9 inch? Let me first of all say, y'all, I have to eat my words because I talk so much mess about this iPad. Like, I've been seeing this size iPad whenever I've gone into Apple the past few years, and it just to me seemed very pointless. I was like, why would you buy an iPad that big when you can just get a laptop? You might as well just get a laptop. These are the words that came out of my mouth. These were the thoughts that I was thinking and meditating on when I saw this iPad. And you guys, I have to eat my words. I have to discard those thoughts because clearly I went out and bought this iPad, the biggest iPad that Apple sells. So why did I buy this iPad? You guys, a few weeks back, probably about 2 or 3 weeks at this point, I went into Apple and I went to look at the M1 MacBook Air because, again, like I mentioned before, I own the 2013 MacBook Pro. It actually is my mother's laptop, and she switched with me because the last laptop I purchased was my 2010 MacBook Pro, and I really wasn't using it, so she switched with me because she had a newer laptop, and apparently mine never worked for her. I mean, it is, at this point 11 years old, so she said it never actually turned on for her even after she charged it. So I didn't know that except like a month or so ago she told me. So I asked her if she wanted her laptop back. She said no, because I had been thinking about buying a new laptop. So I went into Apple to look at the M1 MacBook Air, and I was drawn and I was gravitated toward the iPad Pro. And I was drawn because after buying the iPad mini and kind of watching other people's reviews and their updated videos, a lot of people who got the iPad mini as a review unit, which I have my mini like right next to me here as well. This is the iPad mini, the newest one that Apple came out with. This is the 6th generation, I believe. So I purchased this one September 24th when it was released. So, and I absolutely still love this one. I did a 2-week update on this one as well as a first impressions, and I absolutely still love this iPad mini. Use it pretty much every day, very portable. But yeah, we're talking about the 12.9 now. So I talk about the mini because of the fact that when I kept watching videos where people talked about the mini, because they had gotten the mini as a review unit, a lot of people sent their minis back. And so I was so confused by it because I absolutely love the mini, but a lot of people sent the mini back because they more so preferred the other iPads that they had, which I kept hearing so much about the iPad Pros. My best friend also has an iPad Pro, and she really loved it as well. She was like, oh my gosh, like, you should look at the iPad Pro. And so I went into Apple, to look at the laptop, but I also wanted to look at the iPad Pros because so many people had been talking about them. A lot of people, like I said again, prefer the Pros over the newer mini as far as the functionality is concerned. So I went and looked at it. I looked at the 11 inch, and then I also looked at this one, the 12.9 inch. There was something about the 12.9 inch, you guys. I have visual issues, so please take it with a grain of sand or a grain of salt, whatever that saying is. I do have visual issues, so sometimes, like, I don't know, bigger devices, I feel like I can see the future. So when I looked at the iPad 12.9 inch in Apple and they had it set up, they had like a whole calendar events in the calendar app, like, it just made so much sense to me. Like, things that I've been wanting to get into and I've been looking into, such as like digital planning. I feel like that would be so good on this particular device, being the size of it, as well as journaling and note-taking. Like, so these are things I've been really wanting to get into, which of course you can do all of those things on the mini, but I don't know. So there's something about the clarity of the 12.9, the M1 Pro. iPad Pros like that, it just makes so much more sense to do it here. It does have the 120 gigahertz refresh rate. The iPad mini still has the 60 gigahertz, which you guys, I really could not tell the difference in the refresh rates until I started playing with this one. And then I was just like, oh my gosh, like it's so snappy. And so it was just very impressive when I saw it in the store. I talked to a few of the Apple representatives that helped me out. And I know like the one girl, she was a teacher and she owns the 12.9 and she was just raving so much about this iPad Pro. So she says she uses it as a computer or as a laptop replacement. It's really all that she needed, yada, yada. So I don't know. I left the store. I didn't purchase it that day. I left the store. I don't know, just kept thinking about it. Like I just was in love after playing with this and using it in the store. And I just had put it on my wish list that I really, really wanted to get this and look at it again, definitely. And so a week back, I went ahead and I went to the Apple store to return something. Well, that's when I went and returned the AirPods Generation 3. And so while I was there, I looked at the iPad Pro again. And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna get this iPad. And so I went through my work day, and then after work, I just decided I was gonna do it. So I went back to Apple. I did the order online, and then I went back to Apple and picked this up along with this right here, which you'll see in the thumbnail, which is the Magic Keyboard that you can also use with the iPad Pros. As far as, you know, having that keyboard and that computer laptop-like experience. So I did purchase this one in the color white. And so I've been using both of these hand in hand together. I do use this outside of the keyboard as well, but mostly I'll use it within the keyboard. And so as far as owning it for the past week, what have I done with this iPad? I've used it for making to-do lists for my work day and my schedule. That's been really helpful as far as like working out, prayer, devotion for me. You know, writing those things out, it increases the likelihood that they'll actually get done for me. So that has been very helpful, writing those things out. I'll sit on the couch the night before and write out my schedule for the next day. And then throughout the day as I'm working, you know, I keep referring back to that list as far as things to do. And again, I've gotten the majority of those things done. So that is one thing I've done with this iPad Pro. Another thing is I've watched, you know, plenty of television shows, whether they be on HBO Max, as well as like YouTube. And just the screen, you guys, is just so beautiful. It's almost like having a mini television in your hand. I don't know. It is just so gorgeous and so immersive whenever I'm watching a television show or something on YouTube, something like that on this device. It is just wonderful. And especially when I use my AirPods Pro, like on HBO Max, I do believe they have the spatial audio capability. It just sounds so wonderful. So I don't know. It's so crazy to me that you can buy a few tech items and how much they enhance your day-to-day experience, which I feel like definitely like my AirPods Pro has been one of those things, as far as, you know, working out and, you know, with some of my devices. Like, I just think, yeah, these two, they go hand in hand as well. So, yeah, especially when watching certain television shows and like I said, that do have the spatial audio capability, it makes it almost like you're in a movie theater and I'm sitting right on my couch with my iPad just curled up next to me. Oh my goodness, this is just life right here. And so this has definitely been, you know, really helpful for that. What else have I used this for? I've used this for editing in the past week. I have edited a video using this iPad Pro. It worked out really well. I did enjoy the bigger screen size and the real estate. What do I plan on doing with this device? So I ultimately plan on doing digital planning. I have subscribed to a few people who, you know, do videos on YouTube about digital planning. I just have to really decide on a template that I want to use. But yeah, this will definitely primarily be used for like digital planning as well as like a vision board. So that's kind of what I want to do in the upcoming month, is get more into that and kind of more concretely decide what template I'm going to use for digital planning. Once I decide those things, I'm going to come back to you guys and talk to you a little bit about that if you're interested. So these are things I really definitely want to do with this particular device. And I would say, like, I don't have a specific use case for the Pro versus the Mini. I use them both every day interchangeably. And so, like, I'll use this and consume, you know, most of my content on the Mini. But, and I feel like the Mini charges a bit faster than the Pro does as well. But typically when I'm using the Pro, I'm using it inside the keyboard. So I feel like that's what slows down the charging of that is also. But, yeah, like, and then also I feel like the Pro dies down quicker than the Mini. But again, I feel like it's because with the smart connector and connecting it to the Magic Keyboard does use power and energy from this device. So those are kind of the downsides of using it with the Magic Keyboard. However, I still recommend the Magic Keyboard. It is like very much replicates a laptop-like experience if you're looking to use this device as a laptop replacement. And so, yeah, but I would say I use them both pretty evenly. I mean, there are days when I use the Pro. In the past week, I've used the Pro more than I've used the Mini, but I still feel like I use the Mini quite a bit. I'll also use this when I'm working out, and you know, I'll use the Apple Fitness Plus app and then, you know, connect it to my Apple Watch. And I like the bigger screen for doing workouts, and, you know, the audio is really good as well. So when I'm in different positions, I don't necessarily have to be right up next to the screen to still hear and know what's going on. So I really like to use it for that purpose as well. And that's what I've kind of done in the past week. So that's pretty much it, you guys. I just want to give you like a quick first impression of this device. I love the 120 gigahertz refresh rate. Like I said, I just did not notice it before until using this one, like how like snappy it is. And this again is from a non-tech person, but I definitely do notice the difference now. It doesn't make me love my Mini any less. I don't regret buying the Mini. I absolutely love this, especially as it relates to portability. Like, I will carry this very frequently in my bags. But yeah, the Pro is just, it's got my heart as well. So I'm glad I had the capability of getting both of them this year. And I absolutely love both. So if you guys have any specific questions about the iPad Pro, the M1 iPad Pro, the 12.9 inch, let me know below. Like I said, the Magic Keyboard is just an awesome companion. Again, with the white one, you just have to be careful as far as it getting dirty, but I've seen people who've had the black one and it looks really grimy as well. So I mean, I think that's just the nature of it, but you can, you know, because I noticed some little dark spots on here, but you can clean them off, which is something I'll definitely get into and do. But they both work very seamlessly together. This is expensive, but I would recommend it still. It works really well with this iPad. So guys, again, if you have any specific questions, like I said before, comment below. If you own the iPad, tell me what you do with it. How do you use it? Do you like it or do you not like it? Let me know, comment below. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you do share it with someone else who may be interested in this device or maybe owns this device and looking at different things that maybe they can do with it. Like I said, such as the digital planning and the vision board. Those are things I'm gonna be implementing definitely, specifically with this particular device. Yeah, like, definitely share this video with someone else if they want some ideas as far as what they can do with their 12.9 inch M1 iPad Pro as well. And before you leave, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You do that by hitting the red button below and hitting the bell next to it so you're notified when I do upload future videos. Again, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.